Now, I'll be honest, this one genuinely caught me off guard. I never imagined we'd see the day when Dr. Wendy Osefo, the self-proclaimed 4 degrees queen, would end up splashed across headlines for criminal charges. But here we are. Mugshots of Wendy and her husband, Happy Eddie, are now circulating across social media, both smiling faintly, almost defiantly, as though they're posing for a family photo rather than facing 16 criminal counts, including 7 felony charges tied to alleged insurance fraud. And if you're wondering who's loving every second of this chaos, look no further than Keiarna Stewart. She's been calling out Wendy for years, accusing her of hiding behind academic credentials and a polished image while secretly craving the same drama she claimed to be above. Now that Wendy's life is unraveling in public, Keiarna is basking in what she calls poetic justice. Rumor even has it she might have tipped off authorities herself, whispering about karma finally doing its thing. But that raises a deeper question. Are these charges as solid as they seem? Or is this another instance of public schadenfreude, where people just can't resist seeing the mighty fall? Wendy, after all, has made her reputation on intellect and achievement. She's the housewife who constantly reminded everyone she had real degrees and a real job. Yet now, her image of sophistication and success is colliding headfirst with a scandal that feels anything but refined. According to court filings, Wendy and Eddie's legal nightmare began on October 9, 2025. In Coral County, Maryland, when their mugshots hit the internet, prosecutors allege the couple filed fraudulent insurance claims totaling more than $450,000, supposedly after their home was burglarized while they were vacationing in Jamaica. In their official statements, they reported a laundry list of stolen goods, luxury handbags, jewelry, watches, items that would fit right in on a red carpet. Initially, their story seemed believable enough. The Osefos are, after all, public figures with a glamorous lifestyle. But investigators soon noticed inconsistencies that turned suspicion into a full-scale criminal probe. For one, only a single room in the home, the master bedroom, appeared to have been disturbed, while the rest looked immaculate. The window through which the burglars allegedly entered was located above a closed toilet lid, untouched and spotless, suggesting no one had climbed through it. To make things worse, the couple's home security systems, both ADT and Ring, had been armed before their departure, and showed no signs of intrusion. Even more damning was what police found. When they started following the paper trail, many of the items Wendy and Eddie claimed were stolen had already been returned for refunds years before the supposed break-in. One of those items, a diamond ring, was spotted in a recent red carpet photo of Wendy, sparkling proudly on her hand. When investigators executed a search warrant, they discovered at least 15 of the missing items sitting right inside the Osefos' home. At that point, the narrative shifted from unlucky victims to suspected fraudsters. So what could possibly drive an accomplished academic and her attorney husband to risk everything for a quick payout? Investigators suggest financial pressure may have been the root cause. Reports indicate that Wendy and Eddie had accumulated significant personal debt, possibly from maintaining a high-profile lifestyle, home renovations, and the costs that come with Bravo-level living. For a woman whose brand was built on intellect, discipline, and success, this alleged scheme represents a stunning contradiction. The 4 degrees she so proudly flaunted now feel like ironic props in a cautionary tale about ego, pressure, and perception. When the story broke, the reaction was swift and merciless. The internet turned the scandal into a feeding frenzy. Within hours, hashtags like 4 degrees off fraud and real criminals off Potomac were trending. Fan pages that once celebrated Wendy's career pivoted into meme factories. Screenshots of her mugshot appeared beside her old quotes about being above the drama. One viral tweet read, "She went from CNN to TMZ real quick," while another quipped, "Those degrees didn't teach her how to commit smart fraud." It was brutal, but in the court of public opinion, perception often becomes reality long before a verdict is reached. Meanwhile, her rival Keiarna Stewart wasted no time capitalizing on the moment. She took to Instagram Live to reflect, though it was more gloating than reflection. "Y'all thought I was the problem," she said with a smirk. Turns out, Miss 4 Degrees was just rehearsing her mugshot smile. Her followers ate it up, showering her with laughing emojis and "I told you so" comments. Even fellow housewives couldn't resist weighing in. Ashley Darby, another RHOP star, commented that the news wasn't a surprise to the cast, only to the fans. Later, she doubled down with an Instagram story that read, "Catching felonies, not melodies," which immediately went viral. But perhaps the most surprising twist isn't the scandal itself, it's the sheer disbelief that comes with it. Wendy was supposed to be different. The educated one, the grounded one, the professional who rose above the pettiness of reality television. And yet here she stands, accused of fabricating a crime scene for cash. Still, not everyone is ready to condemn her. A portion of the fandom remains cautiously supportive, arguing that the public should reserve judgment until all facts are presented. Let's not forget, one fan posted on Reddit, "People love to see a confident Black woman fall. Let's wait before we celebrate her downfall." Others, however, feel betrayed. "She used her education as a weapon to talk down to people," another user wrote. Now look where it got her. In the midst of all this chaos, Wendy and Eddie maintain their innocence. After being released on $50,000 bail each, they issued a brief statement through their attorney thanking supporters and promising to address the allegations in court, not the media. The message was calm, composed, and carefully worded, but it did little to stop the tidal wave of gossip. Behind closed doors, sources close to production claim Bravo is monitoring the situation closely. One of Wendy's upcoming wife swap episodes has already been quietly removed from streaming platforms, and producers are allegedly reassessing her future on The Real Housewives of Potomac. Public relations experts say Wendy's next steps are crucial. "The key is humility and transparency," said media strategist Carla Richmond. "If she doubles down or acts superior, she'll lose even more credibility." People need to see remorse, not pride. But whether she's innocent or guilty, Wendy's brand will never be the same. She entered reality TV as the educated, accomplished woman who could hold her own in any argument. Now, she's a symbol of how even the smartest people can make devastatingly foolish choices, or how fame can twist integrity into illusion. It's hard not to feel some sympathy, though. Wendy came into the Real Housewives world as a scholar navigating the spotlight. But somewhere along the line, image began to matter more than authenticity, and the line between success and survival blurred. As this case moves forward, one thing's certain: the 4 degrees narrative that once defined Wendy Osefo has been replaced by a different lesson entirely. One about pride, perception, and the high price of perfection. So tell me, baddies, what do you think? Is Wendy a victim of circumstance, or did the professor of Potomac finally get caught grading her own test? Either way, this is one final exam she can't talk her way out of. Stay tuned, because this story is just getting started. After days of nonstop speculation and online frenzy, The Real Housewives of Potomac star Dr. Wendy Osefo and her husband, Edward Eddie Osefo, have returned home to their family. In a statement shared through their representatives, the couple thanked everyone who reached out during what they described as an emotionally taxing but clarifying time. They are home safely, in good spirits, and deeply grateful for the outpouring of love, concern, and support from friends, fans, and colleagues, the statement read. The Osefos, alongside their legal team, look forward to their day in court. At this time, they respectfully ask for privacy as they focus on their family and the legal process ahead. The statement was meant to calm the storm, but in the digital age, calm is temporary. Within hours, social media had reignited the conversation. Comment sections were flooded with theories, "I told you so's," and emotional posts from fans torn between disbelief and disappointment. It's not every day that someone with 4 degrees, a respected academic background, and a national platform ends up in a criminal scandal. For years, Wendy built her brand on brains, beauty, and integrity, a political commentator, professor, and reality TV star who prided herself on being the voice of reason in a sea of drama. But now, her name is being discussed in the same breath as insurance, fraud, false statements, and federal investigation. The case began unraveling after a supposed home burglary that took place in April of the previous year. According to reports, Wendy and Eddie told authorities that their home had been broken into while they were away on vacation in Jamaica. They claimed designer handbags, luxury watches, and high-end jewelry worth nearly $500,000 were stolen. The couple even filed reports with 2 separate insurance companies, detailing every item that was allegedly taken. However, what started as a sympathetic story quickly transformed into a full-blown criminal investigation when inconsistencies began to surface. Investigators noted that only one room, the couple's bedroom, appeared disturbed, while the rest of the house remained spotless. Even more suspicious, the security systems the Osefos had installed, including an ADT alarm and ring camera, detected no motion inside their home during the time of the alleged burglary. Then came the smoking gun. Authorities discovered that many of the stolen items had actually been returned to retailers years before the reported break-in. In one particularly damning moment, detectives pointed to a red carpet photo of Wendy wearing the very same diamond ring she'd claimed was stolen. And when police later executed a search warrant, they reportedly found more than a dozen of the supposedly missing luxury items sitting neatly in their home. For fans of The Real Housewives, the scandal feels like déjà vu. Fraud, deception, and financial drama have become an almost recurring theme within the franchise. Teresa Giudice, Jen Shah, and Erika Jayne all come to mind. But Wendy's situation hits differently. She wasn't known for wild spending or messy feuds. She was known for intellect. Her 4 degrees were practically her catchphrase, and that's what makes this downfall sting for so many viewers. As one fan posted on X, formerly Twitter, "Wendy was the one housewife I thought had too much to lose. I really thought she'd never end up in something like this." Of course, the internet isn't just mourning her fall, it's dissecting it. Online sleuths have been revisiting old interviews, podcasts, and reunion moments to find hints of deceit. One resurfaced interview is now making rounds, showing Wendy talking about the burglary before the case broke wide open. Eagle-eyed viewers quickly noticed she was wearing the same ring she'd claimed had been stolen, and many pointed out that her demeanor seemed forced, as though she was playing a part. In the clip, Wendy said, "It was the worst thing. It just felt so violating. Especially because our neighborhood has been around for over 20 years, and nothing like this has ever happened before." But her calm tone and occasional nervous laughter didn't convince everyone. "She looked like she was over-explaining," one viewer commented, like she was trying to sell the story rather than tell it. As expected, Keiarna Stewart, Wendy's longtime rival on the show, is having a field day. Keiarna, who's often accused Wendy of arrogance, took to Instagram Live to share her reaction, dripping with sarcasm and satisfaction. "I told y'all. Miss 4 Degrees thought she was better than everybody," Keiarna laughed. Now look, life is humbling her. Keiarna's followers flooded the comments, turning her live session into a roast session against Wendy. Memes popped up almost instantly, side-by-side photos of Wendy's mugshot and her graduation day, with captions like, "From PhD to FBI." Even some of her co-stars couldn't resist weighing in. Ashley Darby posted a story that read, "Catching felonies, not melodies," accompanied by a laughing emoji. Later, during a podcast appearance, she admitted that the cast had long suspected something was off about Wendy's finances. "The rest of us weren't shocked," Ashley said. "It's just that the audience didn't see what we saw. The ripple effect has already begun." Bravo reportedly removed one of Wendy's upcoming wife swap episodes from its rotation, and production insiders say the network is monitoring the situation closely. "There's concern about reputational damage," an anonymous staffer told a gossip blog. Bravo doesn't want to be seen glorifying criminal behavior. Again. Behind the glamour and gossip, though, lies a sobering question. Why would someone so accomplished risk everything? Legal experts suggest financial strain might have played a role. Despite Wendy's success on television and academia, sources claim she had mounting debt from business ventures, home renovations, and maintaining a lavish lifestyle for the cameras. "Reality TV is a double-edged sword," said one entertainment analyst. "You get fame, but you also get pressure. Pressure to keep up appearances, to project wealth and perfection. Some stars end up making risky choices to sustain that image. And that's the irony of it all. Wendy Osefo built her identity around success, discipline, and distinction, values she often said separated her from the noise and chaos of reality TV. She branded herself as a living example of achievement, a professor, a commentator, a wife, and a mother who could do it all with grace. But now, those same pillars of pride and perfection are being used against her. She's no longer being celebrated for her degrees or her drive. She's being dissected for the contradictions between what she preached and what she's now accused of doing. Still, not everyone is rushing to cast judgment. Some fans are defending her, insisting that the court of public opinion has already convicted her before a real judge ever will. "Let's remember these are allegations," one supporter tweeted. "It's always the educated Black woman they come for first. People are too eager to see her fall." That sentiment has been echoed across social platforms, with many urging the public to pause before celebrating her downfall. To them, this is bigger than one woman's mistakes. It's about how quickly society turns on successful women, especially those who are unapologetically confident in their intelligence and achievements. It's a valid perspective, because in today's media culture, perception doesn't just move faster than truth, it often replaces it. The story of Wendy and Eddie Osefo has become a mirror for our obsession with spectacle. Whether they're found guilty or innocent, the stain of accusation lingers. Their names have already been dragged across headlines, their smiles frozen in mugshots that will outlive any legal verdict. In the world of reality television, redemption is a tricky thing. Some stars rebuild their image through tears, apologies, and carefully crafted comebacks. Others never recover, fading into the shadows of their former fame. For Wendy, the road to redemption, if she seeks it, will be steep. The very thing that once made her special, her intellect and confidence, may now work against her. The public tends to forgive the naive and impulsive, not the ones who should have known better. For now, the Osefos are keeping a low profile. Their lawyer has advised against public appearances, and their statement continues to emphasize privacy and faith in the legal process. But that's easier said than done. The blogs, gossip accounts, and YouTube commentators have already built entire storylines around her downfall. Every photo, every old interview, every quote is now being scrutinized for signs that the truth was there all along. This scandal has morphed into more than just a Bravo subplot. It's a social commentary on image, ambition, and the cost of keeping up appearances. It shows how the pursuit of perfection can become a prison, especially in an industry where authenticity is currency and hypocrisy is entertainment. So, baddies, what do you think? Is this the tragic misstep of a woman cracking under pressure? Or was Wendy's confidence always masking something deeper? Did the fame, the cameras, and the constant need to perform finally catch up to her? Whatever the answer, one thing's certain: the legend of Miss 4 Degrees will never be viewed the same again. Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Because if there's one thing we've learned from the world of housewives, it's that the fall from grace is never the end. It's just the start of a new storyline.